Well, it's that time of year again. Halloween Horror Nights is about to kick off here at Universal Studios, and we've seen some new merch roll in. We've got some houses coming, some exclusive food. So let's go ahead and head on into Universal Studios and see what Halloween Horror Nights has to offer this year. Oh my goodness, quite honestly, I can already feel the anticipation of this event. They started putting up the decor outside of the front gates here at Universal Studios, and I love it because they put up these banners for some of the houses that they're gonna have actually in the event. So let's go ahead and check those out. Last year was the first year I ever came to Halloween Horror Nights, and honestly I was terrified at first, but I actually had a very good time, and I'm hoping to come sometime this year to check out the event. But let's go ahead and check out these houses. The first one of the banners hung up is the Horrors of Blumhouse. Honestly, I don't know a ton about horror, so I'm not sure what that one's gonna entail, but I'm really excited to see what the Weekend House actually has to offer. It's the Weekend After Hours Nightmare House. So I actually really like the Weekend. I think that'll be a really neat house. So interested to see what is gonna happen there. We've got, of course, just the big sign for Halloween Horror Nights. So you see it starts September 2nd, which is this Friday, and then goes to October 31st. There's going to be a Michael Myers Halloween house. That one looks like it's going to be a little bit terrifying, but then again, I'm scared of a lot of things, so that will probably be a little bit scary for me. But I think this The Legends Collide house is going to be pretty cool. Last year they had, I don't remember what the name of it is, I'll insert it here, but there was a really fun house that I really enjoyed last year. So if this one's anything like that, I think this will be a really good one. The one thing I definitely forgot to talk about in the intro are the scare zones that they have here at Halloween Horror Nights. These are definitely one of the parts that really scare me as well, because the actors are so good, they get in your face, but they're so incredibly fun. But the set pieces are also super neat that they have here. We got to check those out as well. But before we get into it and really check out the scare zones and everything, there's some new merch we got to check out. Let's see what you can find. Here's also a really neat shirt. I like that the shoulders are kind of a mesh material. That'll be nice for when it's really hot here in Florida. It's a Universal Studios Halloween Horror Night shirt. I love the designs on this. I like all of the characters, all the monsters. This shirt, for reference, is $35. If you're a fan of mugs or tumblers, they've got a lot of cool mugs and tumblers this year. Here's a really neat and fun one that I liked a lot. They have this flannel shirt that honestly might be a little bit too hot for Florida depending on when you're coming here. I like the Halloween Horror Nights emblem on the front, and then the back is super fun with this really big design. Every day is Halloween. I love that. But my favorite piece so far probably has to be the Spirit Jersey type shirt. I love the colors, I love the font, I love all of the characters and the pattern that they have down at the bottom of the shirt. And then whenever you flip it around, the back is actually really neat. It says every day is Halloween again, and then it says Universal Studios. So I really like that. It's a nice like Halloween shirt. And here's a t-shirt version of the back of the flannel. So really nice collection. They've got a ton of collections this year for Halloween Horror Nights. I am a big fan of like funky shape or obscure bags. I really like this coffin one a lot. It looks like it could be almost like a backpack or like a sling bag. It is $50 for reference, but that one is really cute. Let's see what else is in this collection. We've got a fun shirt here, very, very neat. They're also, with the collection we just talked about, is like a very, very lightweight sweatshirt type shirt. So it looks like it's almost like a crop top. Very cute. I love that design on the front there. Love the colors. I just love it all. They did a really good job with this merch this year, and I honestly could spend a lot of money right now. Very fun decal of a lot of the monsters. I love this lanyard that they have. And then they also have, it's not a Loungefly, but it's kind of like a Loungefly, not as great of material, but it's a fun bag if you wanted to wear like a Halloween Horror Nights bag to the actual event. And with that same collection is this really fun button-up t-shirt. I personally would love to wear this to the event too. It's a very nice material. It is $70, so a little bit pricey, but I love all of the characters and the patterns on it. Last piece of merch I'll show for now is this sweatshirt. It's like a tie-dye, like distressed sweatshirt. I think it's for the scare zone that we're going to be going in here soon. Scares at every turn, Halloween Horror Nights. And then on the back, you have a very nice design with the Pumpkin King, and then a witch I really like that one a lot. So clearly there's lots of merch this year for Halloween Horror Nights. I actually found more in the Universal Studios City Walk store in City Walk, so there's tons more merch there. Maybe we'll see more while we're walking around Universal Studios here. Let's get into one of the scare zones and see some of the details that you can expect to find. So here's the first scare zone we're gonna get into. It is this pumpkin themed one. Like I said earlier, I'm not super knowledgeable on Halloween Horror Nights. It's definitely an event that I want to become more knowledgeable about and experience a little bit more, but I'm definitely excited to share with you guys some of these details. But as far as the scare zones go, they do an incredible job at the detail that they put into all of the props and the set pieces. I absolutely love this big like smashed pumpkin that they have. It looks like it's going to be the throne. Maybe an scare actor is going to be up there. The Pumpkin King, I think I saw somebody else talk about, but we'll go ahead and get on into the rest of the scare zone. It's like we've got a bit of a witch's brew going on here. This too, I believe, is the 31st year of Halloween Horror Nights, and it's also fitting that Halloween happens on the 31st as well. But this is a really fun scare zone. I love all of the little pumpkin faces that they have. I think some of them are actually speakers. I could be wrong, but I just love all of the faces that they have. Like I said, scare zones are one of the best parts of Halloween Horror Nights, but they're also a part that kind of scares me because I wish I wasn't so scared by all of the scare actors, even though that is definitely what their job is here at Halloween Horror Nights. I think it's going to take some getting used to for me, but I hope I can still check out this event and kind of get more used to Halloween Horror Nights itself. But another set piece here, they've got some little props put inside of the actual set piece, which is really neat. So I'm kind of curious to see what this one ends up being like. I also love all of the candy jars and candy pieces in this same scare zone. I love this sipper cup that they have for Halloween Horror Nights on the back. There it says Halloween Horror Nights itself. I know that this pumpkin has a name and I can't remember what it is, to be honest, but I think my favorite shirt that they have has to be this shirt because it has all of the names of the houses on the back. I absolutely love that. I like the design a lot. The colors are really, really well done. I like how it's kind of like a cutoff t-shirt. They have a lot of varieties of this actual shirt. They have like a sleeveless one, an actual t-shirt. I think they have a long sleeve shirt and a hoodie as well, but I just love that. Here's a spot where you can get some food for Halloween Horror Nights. Definitely some spooky details. And a check out of the menu. I really think that Voodoo Brewery brew there looks really, really neat. We've got some carnitas, some Witch's Spell Cauldron Stew, which definitely looks interesting. There's lots that we could look at here, but there's more along the way. They have these carnival type games set up, and they definitely have a spooky touch to them as well, which is very, very fitting. Lots more food booths over there we could check out, but we're gonna walk into our second scare zone near the Jimmy Fallon ride and in front of the Mummy. I did have to check out this beverage list though, because some of them actually sound pretty good. You've got Electric Death, Ghoul Juice, that one sounds interesting, and then that brew there that we talked about earlier. Oh, it definitely seems like it's going to be a really fun time. Oh my goodness, this scare zone is definitely coming along very nicely as well. I love these pumpkin decorations that they added. They weren't here the last time that I came. We'll keep walking on down, but the thing that I wish was open was the tribute store. I don't believe it's open yet. It looks like they kind of added some more to it and changed some of the details. In this front little poster area, they had kind of some Easter eggs for what you could expect as far as the actual tribute store goes, I believe, and it looks like they changed those out. So it looks like it's kind of some advertisements for what you can expect to see here. Got a Major Sweets Candy Co. truck in this scare zone. Looks like it's gonna be kind of like farm, like carnival type theme. I don't know. That's one thing, like I said, I definitely need to get more up to speed on all of the Halloween Horror Night stuff, but just looking at all the props, honestly, is amazing in itself to me. Yeah, here I can already see some type of animatronic that's covered up that kind of comes to life or jumps out at you whenever you walk past. Those are things that I like to look at, but definitely not get near because I get scared. Check another area where you can get some fun treats at Halloween Horror Nights. This is the Meat Locker. You want to pause to take a look at the menu. There is what you can expect to find, but let's go ahead and go down the alley and see what it looks like. It's definitely a bit louder back here, but here it looks like where you can get some of the food options. It looks like very interesting offerings you can get. You can get spicy fried chicken boo falls. Spoiled angry bear meat, that sounds very interesting. A sour beating gummy bear heart, fresh pound princess, and fried zombie brain. So definitely interesting offerings here. And here looks to be where you can get some of the drinks. So there is a look at the drink menu. But this is really cool to enter one of the areas to get into this actual place to eat. There are kind of like these plastic strips for an actual meat locker that it looks like they cut them off so you can walk right through them, but that's really cool. I apologize because I should have showed this earlier. If I had remembered about it, I would have. But here are the different scare zones that they're going to have at Halloween Horror Nights. So we have the Horrors of Halloween, which was the very first one that we went through, the pumpkin themed one. Then we have Scarecrow Cursed Soul, which I don't think we went through yet. The Sweet Revenge was the Mr. Sweet's Candy Company one. The Graveyard Deadly Unrest we have not gone through yet as well. Conjure the Dark we have not gone through as well. So there are still some that we need to check out, but basically that is what you can expect whenever it comes to the themes of the scare zone that I definitely should have shared earlier, and there's a little description down at the bottom that you can check out too. We're now going to make our way into our third scare zone, and to be honest with you, I'm not quite sure which one this is. I don't know if it's going to be the Scarecrow Cursed Soul or if it is the Conjure the Dark scare zone. So we're gonna walk through together, maybe use some context clues to figure out which one it is, and then maybe when we get to the actual one later on, we can kind of decipher between the two, but let's go check it out. All right, making our way in, we see these very elaborate rock wooden formations. Like I said, all of their set pieces are very, very well done, and these are things that you definitely are gonna wanna keep an eye out whenever you come to Halloween Horror Nights, because most likely there's going to be a scare actor that's hiding inside of one of them, so just definitely keep a lookout for that if you are easily scared or don't want to be scared by some of the scare actors. But then on the left side, as we come over, there's also some other set pieces. It looks like we have a cart with a cauldron, some baskets, some cages, skulls. Definitely lots of neat details here to check out. And then one of the other places where you can probably find a scare actor hiding in one of these little crevices, so definitely keep a lookout for that. It's starting to rain a little bit, but here is another area that is very neat for Halloween Horror Nights. Looks like they have another little food booth over there, very cute pumpkin theme. That seems to be kind of the overall theme this year. And then they have this really fun Chucky kind of like photo booth area that you can get a picture in front of, and then Chucky kind of appears in this little window. I remember they had it last year as well, so that's kind of cool that they brought it back. Looks like there's also a little merch booth in front of Men in Black. There's probably a lot of those around here, but the only thing we haven't talked about yet are the actual haunted houses, which are a very big thing here at Halloween Horror Nights. And the reason why is because you can't honestly really see the houses at all from the actual park area. They're really tucked away kind of behind the park, and it looks like by Men in Black here is where you'll be able to find one of the houses. So they'll have these big stands, it'll tell you what house it actually is, and then on the screen it'll tell you what the wait time is and if there's any restrictions, if you'd want to sit that one out or not. But usually the lines go behind the actual park, so it's kind of neat because you can see behind the scenes of Universal, but you can't necessarily see them unless you go back behind and have admission to the event. So looks like this is where one of the houses will be happening at, but there's a lot of other ones that are going to be around here at the park, so I'm excited to see what they are going to be like. This looks like it's going to be a really good blood and guts type theme, quick service restaurant sort of thing. Maybe Chucky theme, perhaps? Coming into our fourth scare zone, perhaps this is the Scarecrow one. This is looking a little bit more like that one. So the last one might have been the Conjuring scare zone, so may have switched those up, but a really neat wagon with some pumpkins here. Like I keep saying, all of the props and decor is very well done. We'll try to sneak across to the other side. Lots of good decor up here as well. Probably the scarecrows. Definitely well done. I know there's probably going to be some really good scare actors in here, and in these little like outhouse looking things, you can definitely expect somebody hiding in there, jumping out, waiting to scare you. We came in the backside of that scare zone, but here's the front side. Really elaborate decor in the front and a very nicely, well, very well done, decorated, like dilapidated version of a barn. And I can definitely picture some scare actors up here scaring you as you walk through the scare zone. That's the one thing about being at Halloween Horror Nights. You definitely have to walk through at least one to kind of get around the event or to get around the park. So you'll definitely be heading through one if you're coming to Halloween Horror Nights. Here's another prop or set piece. Ghoulish, a Halloween Tale. So I'm not sure if this is going to be like the soundtrack for what's playing around the park during Halloween Horror Nights, or I don't know if it's a show. It looks like there's like a poster board there. I don't know if it'll have times for a show. Last year was the only year that I've ever gone to Halloween Horror Nights, so I'm not sure in years past if they've ever had like a show or something. So let me know in the comments if there should be. Looks like Cafe La Bamba even got some Halloween decor as well. Looks kind of like it's almost abandoned or something like that. In the last scare zone we are coming through towards the entrance of the park must be the graveyard scare zone. But a lot of really good set pieces, like you are walking into a cemetery. I love all of the bricks. It looks like it's definitely been abandoned. And as we've been talking about before, we've got these pieces where there's probably some scare actors hiding, and as you walk past, it'll definitely jump out and scare you. But this is a nice big scare zone. If you wanted to kind of walk along the pathways to escape some of the scare actors, I'm sure you kind of could. Usually they try to stay in the bounds of the street, but other than that, looks like it's going to be a neat scare zone. Here's another little part of it. Very elaborate, another place where a scare actor could hide. And here's also one too where it could kind of sneak through and onto the side street, so if you are walking on the sidewalk to kind of escape it, keep an eye out for that. Now I will say, right when you're looking at it right now, it looks like it's a little bit open and maybe there's not a lot going on right now, but let me tell you, whenever the loud music happens, when there's smoke going on, when the scare actors get in here, things definitely start to get a little bit hectic and busy, so don't worry, there's definitely going to be a lot going on. Well, that is a lot of what you can expect to see and do while at Halloween Horror Nights this year at Universal Studios. I am pumped for the event. You've got new merch, scare zones, houses, treats, all things that you can try when going to this event. It looks like it's going to be absolutely insane. I love the storyline that they have, all of the props and decor, always well done as usual. I'm just excited to see the event actually kick off and see what it's actually like this year. But I hope you found this video helpful in case you are going to Halloween Horror Nights this year. Definitely let me know in the comments if you're planning on going. And thanks for bearing with me during this video because I know I am not super knowledgeable about Halloween Horror Nights, but it is an event that I would like to become more up to speed with because I did really enjoy it last year and I hope to go this year as well. But if you've never been to Universal in general or Universal Studios, there's a lot of things that you can do at the event to take advantage of the park whenever you're there. So here's a video about some Universal tips to help you prepare ahead of time. Enjoy your time at Halloween Horror Nights this year and we'll see you in the next video. See you guys!